Welcome back to Strictly Business, a show that's anything but. And today we have TikToker, influencer, chef, podcaster, what else? Global travel agent.
Whoa.
Liam.
Liam's Lunchbox on TikTok and Instagram. I have a podcast, The Lunchbox. And I have a second page if you want to go check out my weird stuff. It's Daddy Lunchbox 69. Yeah, I think chef is, I would say I'm more of like a line cook is what I call myself more so, just because I feel like I've made mostly just fucked up food. Like, you said you were studying some of my videos.
I was, yeah.
Is there like a one that stood out to you, like food wise, that you're like, holy shit, that one's nuts?
A lot of our conversation today is going to be about food.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Easy.
Because, I don't know, it was a thorough point that I found in your content.
I'm actually honored to be your first like long form podcast.
Dude,
that's sick.
I'm so excited too. Anyway, so just to get started, this is a kind of a hard hitter. You made nachos for Doja Cat.
Yes. Yeah, that's I knew you were gonna bring that one up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's mostly everybody's question. Like, you made nachos for Doja Cat. Like,
That's incredible.
It was really cool, but also she's not my type at all, for one. I know people think Doja Cat's like so hot and smoking and banging. Not really my type, but yeah. So the story is, I was working at a bar called Davy Wayne's in Hollywood.
Okay.
Have you been there?
Are
you
heard
21
of it.
yet?
I am. I'm
Okay.
23.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like, I didn't know if like you could legally drink. I've seen you drink, but I'm
drink.
like, I don't know if it's legal.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I was doing the food there, and I was cooking as like a chef and line cook, and it was just me that night. And then the head chef was just smoking weed all night, doing nothing. She comes up to the register and was like, "Hey, can I get shrimp and bacon nachos?" She was like blacked out, like fully, like her eyes were looking through me.
When was this? So this is
was-
before you were doing content.
I was doing like, I want to say shitty content, but not really. Just my old TikTok page, and I was doing like a YouTube video every couple months. I was still doing content, but not professionally or as like my career. I was working there, and she just came up to me, and this was like 2 months before Juicy dropped. Her biggest song at the time was Moo.
Okay, so she was like on the up.
She was about to like explode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she said, "Can I get shrimp and bacon nachos?" She's like cross-eyed, and then she's like flirting with me, and I was like, "Sure, I got you." Blah blah blah. You know, go back to the kitchen, whip her up some shrimp and bacon nachos.
Did you know who she was?
No clue. No idea.
Yeah.
So I had no idea, and I bring them out, and I made these nachos like perfect. I made them so good, and I made them on my TikTok for the first time like a couple weeks ago. And she like went behind the register and was like, "Eat these nachos with me," and I was like, "I'm working. I have a girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, I can't do that because like morally I'm not gonna do that like while I have a girlfriend." But she's still sitting behind the counter. I'm like, do I tell her to get the fuck out of here, or does she stay here? So we're just talking, and then my manager's like, "Fuck it, I don't care. Like, let her talk to you." Like, cause she was just kind of like a dirty, old, perverted cook.
And you
like,
still don't know who this is?
No, I
don't know.
still have no clue who it is. The whole time, the whole interaction, and then I was like trying to grow my Instagram at the time. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll get her Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, I'll get her Instagram. Like, I'm not attracted to her. Like, me and my girlfriend having problems, but I'm not trying to do anything here.
Okay.
I'm not sliding in, you know? But then I was like, okay, let's exchange Instagrams, blah, 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 blah. Look at the Instagram, and it's like 1.5 million followers. And at the time, I had like 1,000 followers or something. And I was like, holy shit. I'm trying to like grow my Instagram. Like, what the fuck? How do I, blah, blah. And then she's like, "Here, let me give you my number." And I was like, fuck. So then she gives me her number or whatever. And I like looked her up that whole night. I'm like, holy shit, like who is this person? Like, what a fucking blah, blah, blah. And then next morning, I just get a FaceTime call from Doja Cat. And at this time, I knew her as Amala, because that's her real name.
Yeah.
So I was just getting a FaceTime call while I'm laying in bed next to my girlfriend, which we were like about to break up. Like, we were just fighting. It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I was just getting a FaceTime call, and I'm like, fuck. I decline it, and I get another FaceTime call, decline it, another Faetime call. She FaceTimed me probably about like 6 to 8 times in a row.
No
and
way.
She was like, "Hey, like, let's go get caviar." She's like, "Do you like caviar?" I said, "Yeah, I pretty much like everything. I'll eat whatever." And she said, "Do you eat ass?" And I said, well, like, yeah. I said I eat everything. Of course I eat ass, you know? So, yeah. I still have the screenshot of the text. I don't have the actual text. I deleted it just because, you know, girl goes through my phone and sees Doja Cat's texting me that. Like, any girl I ever date should never see those texts. You know what I mean?
Of course,
so
yeah.
I just deleted it. But yeah, so then I just ghosted her. And I was like, no, like, you know, I'm going to try to make this relationship work. Morally, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to entertain this. Also, not even my thing.
Yeah.
And then a month later, me and my girlfriend break up. And I'm like, fuck. Well, you know, everybody's like, fuck, you should have cheated on her, bro. Like, you should have just did it. You knew you were going to break up anyways. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, one, I'm not attracted to her. Two, like, I don't know. So, you know, I think I did the right thing.
Yeah. So in retrospect, like, obviously never cheat, right? Never cheat. But
never cheat.
You said she was not your type. Like, is there anywhere in you, like, maybe imagines an alternate universe where you meet Doja Cat and you're single? And, like, do you ever, like, play around with those fantasies in your head? Or is it, like...
I'd be lying if I said no, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, like, of course, like, there's part of me that's like, oh, dang, like, could have fucked Doja Cat.
Right.
You
Or
know?
even maybe, like, been Doja Cat's husband?
Right.
Like,
or,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Or like, could have dated her. Everybody's like, bro, she could have put you on. Like, it was right. Like, literally a month later, me and my girlfriend broke up. And then she dropped Juicy. Mm-hmm. I hit her up, and then she ghosted me back and just never heard from her again. And then I hit her up again, like, hey, let's go to get sushi. Hey, let's go to get this. And then just ghosted me like 3 times in a row. And I'm like, fuck, damn, that's a wrap. I screwed it up. And I was just doing it because it'd be a funny story.
Yeah.
But I actually think the story turned out better because people wouldn't believe me if I said I fucked Doja Cat.
It's
Yeah,
true,
I mean,
it's
people
true.
believe me that I fumbled the bag with Doja Cat, and that's kind of funnier in my opinion.
That's true.
You know? So I'm not mad at how it turned out, but should I text her right now?
FaceTime her? Can you imagine?
Honestly, I did FaceTime her one time. I wore my chef thing in my hat back. It was the same thing I wore that night that I cooked for her. Like a year and a half later, I FaceTimed her while I was like cutting an onion. And I was like, this was going to be interesting. I did it for a YouTube video, and then I sent her the video after. She didn't answer. And the last text I have from her is just a sad face because I made a video and she's probably upset about that.
That's such a bummer, man.
Yeah. And I've been thinking it's been now like 3 years since her last text, 4 years since it happened, maybe 5 years since it happened.
She might have changed numbers, China, too.
No, she didn't. Because it says like on Snapchat and TikTok, like your friend Amala like
That's
joined, and it's Doja Cat's
insane.
page. So I'm like, I still have her number. I'm like,
You should leak it.
Yeah, leak her number.
That's what you get for ghosting me, bitch.
I was like, should I slide in a different way? Like, what should I say, you know?
You were hit in the face with a sword?
Yeah. Yeah, I was hit in the face with a sword. My front 2 teeth are fake. You could tell if you get really close, but now I'm like gonna be self-conscious about it. So when I go to the dentist and get the cleaning, you can't tell at all. But right now I have Invisalign, so I have like the little dots and stuff, so you can tell that my front 2 teeth are whiter than the other ones.
And like,
But when I get the cleanings, it's fine, and when I don't have Invisaligns, it's fine. But
how? Why were you around a sword?
why
Why
did
was a sword near your face?
Yeah, so I was at VidCon 2016, I think, 2016 or 2017. I was doing fast food reviews in my car. They're all privated now.
Okay.
I was like scrawny anorexic kid eating a black Whopper in my car. Yeah, I went to VidCon to like meet other food influencers, and just make connections. And there's this like jousting thing, and I wore like the Spartan helmet where it's like covers your whole face except for the like this
Right.
and this is open. And then my friend, who's not my friend anymore, not for this reason but for other reasons, who also has this matching tattoo.
I mean, this couldn't have helped though. Oh.
Yeah, I have a matching
wow.
tattoo with 2 of my friends, and one of them is not our friend and doesn't talk to us anymore, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
But he wore like the knight helmet that covers his whole face.
Sure.
We're just like hitting each other like this, and then he just goes in and hits me straight in my teeth, and they just turn to dust. Like literally my front 2 teeth just like shattered.
Oh my god.
And
These are real swords.
They were like hard rubber swords.
Oh my god.
Like
that's
really hard
crazy.
rubber swords. I've never said that online, like on someone's podcast actually, so that's cool. Yeah, but yeah, they got like just literally I like spit it out in my hands. There was no blood, but it was just all like just shattered teeth in my hands, and I just was so pissed, and I just started crying.
Wow. Was it down to the root?
Yeah.
So you just had like gaping holes in your gums?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it
That's
wasn't. They weren't fully
insane.
gone, but like it was like a big like the whole backs of them were like gone.
Fuck. And the pain was just...
Yeah, the pain. Well, I didn't feel the pain at first. I felt
Shock.
the pain like a little later, and it just sucked. I couldn't eat, and my job was like. This is when I was hardcore pursuing acting too. So I was like hardcore pursuing acting. I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? I don't have money to fix my teeth. I was so broke. Like I was eating tuna and a can of peas mashed together for dinner. So like, I was like, I didn't have money to fix my teeth. I was an actor, and my like hobby / passion was like food stuff. How am I supposed to eat? And then didn't have dental insurance and all this. It was bad. It was rough. That really sucked. And that process of getting these teeth, I got these teeth last year.
So 7
like,
years.
Yeah. So it caused me
my
like 7
God.
years of like annoyance, I guess. Because first year I had like caps the whole time. They were like, would fall out sometimes and I'd have to go back. And then the second year I got really shitty veneers and then I had to replace them. Then I got better veneers, but they were like yellow and didn't fully cover up the center of my tooth, so it looked weird. And then I finally got these ones last year. I spent probably about $20K on my teeth last year.
$20K, 2 teeth.
Yeah. No, well, I also had my wisdom teeth taken out, Invisalign. I just got so much done to my teeth within the last year. I spent way too much money this last year.
Wow.
I spent. I don't want to say it. I'd puke at I like marked out how much I spent. But yeah, I learned valuable lessons.
And your friend didn't fork out any cash, assistance, an apology?
I got like a root beer.
Fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
which he also like banged one of my friend's girlfriends and gave him a root beer as an apology too. So.
I like this guy.
Yeah. So this guy, like, not the best guy, but yeah, he literally just would say like you should have had stronger teeth, like as a joke, but like,
Dude, what?
I know
That's
he was just like,
insane.
I don't know, but like if it happened to him, he would have been like, you're fucking paying for it. So like he wouldn't pay for it, so I had to dish out money a lot.
And pain and...
And yeah, it sucked. I couldn't eat with my front 2 teeth until like 2 years ago or something like that. 3.
That is fucking crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it sucked really bad. But now my teeth look better than ever. And I guess I didn't learn a valuable lesson with that. I tried.
You got rid of the guy though.
Yeah, I got rid of a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I try to always relate things to lessons lately because I'm like, if I don't, then I'll just be questioning why did this have to happen?
Yeah, well,
and then it just spiral.
Totally.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's fair to say that you've had a lot of MREs, shooting your videos.
Yeah.
I want like, if you could build like Liam's dream rotation MRE. So like, if you can pull certain things from certain ones, like what would be the best possible MRE, and then the worst possible MRE.
That's interesting. Because no MRE is perfect, which is
Right.
actually like interesting that you phrase it that way.
Because what I noticed is like you would have one thing be like, this part's mid. Oh, but this part's good. And then this,
Yeah. So MREs, meals ready to eat, military food. My brother is in the military. I have friends that are in the military. They all have their favorite meals. To answer your question, I would say probably like the blueberry cobbler as the dessert.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to do the worst one first. The fettuccine alfredo is the worst MRE, I will say.
I mean, anything with dairy that doesn't need to be refrigerated?
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah.
It was rough. The fettuccine alfredo for sure. I do not like the chocolate protein shake at all. I think that's vile.
Is that a dessert or just a beverage?
It's just like a beverage.
Okay.
And then it comes with these little there's these little garlicky oregano breadsticks, and I think they're disgusting. Other people like them. I just hate oregano so much.
Okay.
Like when oregano is too much, I hate it.
A little soapy, a little piney.
Right, yeah, it's like too much. Like give me the other Italian spices. Don't give me oregano.
Mm-hmm.
And then the worst dessert's probably just the chocolate chip cookie. Like the chocolate chip cookie you would think is like, oh, how do you fuck up the chocolate chip cookie? But like the chocolate chip cookie's really bad.
Hard or?
I'm pretty sure it's like one of those soft ones, but it's like not a Chips Ahoy soft. It's like 3 stages cheaper of quality. And it's just like, I hated it.
Okay, well, nightmarish. I would never want that.
No, it's really bad. But I have eaten worse things in my life. But my favorite one, I think, the Mexican chili soup. The Mexican tortilla, the chicken tortilla soup is what it's called. That one just tastes like you're eating a can of cannibals.
Yeah.
So it's like, how could it be
It's the least offensive.
Right, yeah. So I would say that one and the chili one are my two favorites because it's like, you can't really fuck those up. They're both already canned goods.
And then blueberry cobbler for the dessert.
Blueberry cobbler for the dessert is really good. I thought it came with ice cream for some reason, but it doesn't. And the pizza combos. Have you ever had a combo?
Yeah, like Lunchable vibes.
Yeah. And then the combos, I would say, is there too. I don't think I liked any beverage in them though. Oh wait, no, the Gatorade. There's a Gatorade, and it's like bright neon green, like color.
It's like powder that you add to it? Or
Yeah, you add it to water, and
okay.
it's like, you think it would turn, it's like electrolyte beverage.
Yeah.
But like, you know how like yellow the lemon lime Gatorade is?
Mm-hmm.
It's like neon, like more bright than that.
So it's so interesting because like the things that are more complex, the things I feel like would be harder to nail, like chicken tortilla soup, blueberry cobbler, you would think those would suck the most, but it turns out to be the things that, like safety foods, like fettuccine alfredo or like chocolate chip cookies that end up being bad. That's interesting that
And the protein bars are really rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a texture thing mostly,
the
right?
The protein bars are like really hard taffy. But I think like they each have like 4,000 calories per meal or something. Like there's a lot of calories in those if you eat the whole thing.
It's like a whole day's worth.
It might be 2,000 or something like that. 4,000 might be more.
Even 2K is crazy.
2,000 for like an MRE is wild.
Yeah. So you have a different series where you do different kinds of like food hacks, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, and I wanted to ask you, what is the most useful and which do you feel like has no place in anyone's life?
Some of the food hacks are legit and like real things. And then some of them are just like dumb.
Yeah.
I would say the coolest one is probably the first one I ever did. And it's like, I just like, everybody knows where I took it from. Actually, I learned this from somebody that I was on acting set with. It was the cupcake one. Do you see the cupcake one?
Oh, the one where you...
One. Yeah, you just like take the bottom of the cupcake and put it on the top, and it's a cupcake sandwich.
Like
so
cupcake Oreo vibe.
Yeah, it's like actually super useful and like smart, versus like how I say like or like you eat a banana from the bottom is more useful than eating it from the top. Those ones are super easy, but like something like I took a donut as a hack and I said like, oh, you don't eat it like this, and I just smashed it into a ball and you rolled it into a ball and then just eat the ball. That's stupid. Your hands are sticky and there's no point. And obviously it's just because...
It's like rage bait.
Yeah,
almost.
It's just rage bait at that point. But honestly, I will say it was pretty gas rolled into the ball.
Yeah.
It's just like so stupid.
It's almost like, I would imagine it almost like cookie dough because it's squishy and...
Yeah, it's more doughy. And truthfully, I kind of liked the donut when it was doughy. Like I put 10 donuts together and smashed them one time. And I'm like, wait a second. Like I kind of like the doughiness of it. But yeah, that was probably one of the worst. I have so many that there's honestly probably about 80% of them are stupid.
I have one that you did that pissed me off. It was pistachios, but instead of just peeling it with your fingers, you would like use the shell to jam it under and wedge it. I was like, that's got to be harder. There's no way. And then my biggest issue with that is you lose the top shell.
Yeah.
Because your fingers are like, right? You have one finger on the bottom shell, one finger on the one you're prying with. So it just shoots off into space. Yeah. And you were doing it in your car. And I was like, oh my God.
I did a really bad one in my car where I was like, how to drink orange juice. And I said like, I got like 100% pulp. And I strained the pulp from the orange juice and just ate the pulp. And that one I thought was funny, but just obviously stupid.
Yeah.
The pistachio one, most people were angry because they're like, where do I get the first shell, though? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like, I have to open another pistachio to get the shell anyways. So
Infinite regression. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I wanted to share with you my food hack. This is a food hack that I think genuinely, every time I tell this to people, they're like, at first, like, this is so dumb.
And I haven't done it?
I don't think so. It's not how you eat it, it's how you store it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So every time people open my fridge, they see my eggs and they see that after I use an egg, I put the shell back in the carton. So like I'll have like 6, it'll be like an 18 pack of eggs, there'll be 6 eggs and then 12 shells back in their places.
Okay.
And people are like, why do you do that? Like that's kind of weird and random. But my defense is when I'm making them, and this goes for everyone, right? I crack it, and instead of having to walk to the trash can and throw it away or put it in a bowl and then throw them all away, I just put it right back in the container. And then at the end, once it's all just shell, I just throw away the whole container.
Okay. At first I was like against you, but I understand. Because like you're dripping yolk and like whites down on the floor and you might have to clean the floor.
And just the walking to and from the trash can.
But also like you have to like kind of take the trash out after you put eggs in the trash too. Because like I think it'll smell. Like my roommate's always like, if you're going to throw eggshells into the trash can or like chicken or any like meat that's going to smell, like stuff like rots pretty fast.
True.
So it's like, that's another... If you just throw one carton of eggs that have been broken away versus an egg and then wasting the trash bags, I think yours is actually a good one.
It's not too bad, right?
I think it looks weird, but it's actually more convenient and like useful of like, you don't have to waste like a paper towel cleaning the floor or like cleaning your hands or the counter or like trash bags. I think that's great.
Nice. Yeah, well, I figured you've shared so many with me, so I wanted to give one back.
I'm actually probably going to do that now.
It's the move, dude.
Yeah.
It's the move. You've made a career out of trying all these different foods from different places, unique foods. Of that, some of the most interesting combinations that I found, peanut butter and onions.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Pickles and Dr. Pepper. What was the worst? Like, is there any that you would not tell anyone to even try?
Peanut butter, onion, and pickle and Dr. Pepper are kind of similar levels. They're like gross and shouldn't go together. But like one that will make me puke, I think the worst thing I've ever made didn't go viral, didn't get many views. I posted it finally like the other day, but I shot it like 2 years ago because it got deleted the first time I posted it.
That's how gross it was?
Yeah, because I threw up in the video.
Oh my God.
And I shaved my head. You know how I shaved my head? And I used the hair to make spaghetti with. So I boiled the hair, strained it, and I put it in a pan with marinara and like, I didn't even think I used the right herb. I didn't put basil, I put cilantro or something.
How dare you?
And then I ate it, and just the texture of the hair and like, it just was so like, you're not supposed to eat hair, is what I found out. You just have a natural...
Were you like swallowing it?
No, I was like, I just put it in my mouth and like held it there and was like, I just already like, you shouldn't have a mouthful of hair. You shouldn't consume it. Oh. But that, and then, have you ever seen Big Mouth?
Yeah, okay.
You know... Who's that mustache guy with the long hair, the gym teacher?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. He says something is like, oh, like I have a thermos filled with lumped soup. It's like equal parts cheese and orange juice. So I made it, and it's like melted like nacho cheese and orange juice, and that together just tasted like puke. Like it tastes like you're eating throw up.
And that was the one you puked in? Or?
No, that one I almost threw up at too. That one was also one of the worst that I've had. But the hair pasta was by far the grossest thing I've made.
You know what it was? I bet if you put basil, it would have been better.
That's
that
true.
was probably
it was the cilantro that fucked me up for sure.
Connected to that, how do you feel about picky eaters?
Oh, dude, it's my nightmare. It's actually my nightmare. I can't believe you asked that. It's so like, it's actually, I've gotten better with it in the past 4 years because first girlfriend I had was not picky, but she couldn't eat sushi because she was allergic to like fish.
Reasonable.
Right.
Death.
That fucking bitch. That fucking bitch can't eat sushi. But like, I was like, fuck, like this kind of sucks because that's my favorite food.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I can't go eat sushi, so what? I have to eat it alone. And then second girlfriend I had, which is the one that crushed my soul and destroyed my heart and everything and left me empty about 8 months ago. But no, she was a super picky eater. But then I realized it actually was fine because I liked her enough to like not care about that. And I realized the importance of what I really actually do care about in relationships and what I don't. And I realized like, okay, we don't need to eat the same food, but we do need to have similar values and futures and like morals and everything. Like way more important.
And okay, so I agree with you, but I think that's exactly why for me, picky eaters bother me so much because not always, but a lot of the time, it seems
Close-minded.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's like if you won't try X food, like
Yeah.
like if you won't try something without having known what it tasted like,
That's
what else
true.
aren't you willing to try?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right for sure. Because I also think it translates to other things. When I meet someone who's a picky eater, they're also closed off to other things.
Can be, right? Yeah.
Like where they're like, oh, I'm not even gonna try that, and I'm not gonna step out of what I know, and I'm not gonna like leave my comfort zone. And I think that is how that girlfriend I had that was a picky eater was. Is she was like closed off to like everything.
Right.
So picky eaters have always annoyed me since I was maybe 10 years old. Since as long as I can
Type
remember.
shit, dude.
Like my whole life. My cousin was a picky eater, and like we'd go to like a steakhouse or a seafood restaurant, and he'd order like chicken tenders with no sauce. And I'm like, the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna allow him to just eat that? We're at a fucking crab leg place.
Dude, I just
You know
don't
what I mean?
get it. I don't get why it pisses me off so much.
No, it pisses me off
It
too.
pisses me the fuck off, especially it's just like.
I'm just trying to get over it.
But it's so funny because it has nothing to do with me.
No.
But I'm just like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like
right.
it's like.
But like when it affects you so much that you can't eat certain places when
Sure.
it's a problem.
Yes,
'Cause,
exactly.
like, I couldn't go to Japan and try like a bunch of sushi and stuff with a partner who's not going to do that with me. Like,
Exactly.
why go to the country with them?
Right. At least if
they
that
can
was
eat.
your goal, like it's still.
Right.
And like just to touch back on what you said before, like that reluctance to learn or to explore, like in any other arena would be completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I literally went on a date recently with this girl, and I was asking her about like the afterlife or like the importance and the meaning of existence, because like I don't know, that's an important thing
Yeah.
to know
No,
about
I agree,
someone,
I agree.
right? Quote, she says, I'm kind of a closed-minded thinker. Openly. She openly was like,
That's
yeah.
insane to say.
I
Like,
don't,
about yourself is insane to say.
I don't
Like,
get the ick.
Being closed-minded isn't a good thing.
like, I don't get the ick, but I was like, that's the least attractive thing anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh
I
yeah,
hope
I
she
just don't
sees
really,
this.
literally, she was like, yeah, I just don't really like think about like anything beyond the concrete. And I was like, what? You don't have the human experience? Like, yeah, that's insane.
That's
like, you
crazy.
don't wonder?
I will say there is something about being ignorant, though. Like, ignorance is bliss is so true.
Sure.
John Lennon said, living is easy with eyes closed. And I'm like, dude, I wish I could, like, not think about death all the time. You know what
It's
I
just,
mean?
unfortunately, I'm an eyes open person,
Yeah,
and so I need
same.
my partner at least to be accepting of that. You don't have to
Right.
be that, but at least be
No,
like down for it.
I
you
think,
know?
I think that is something that I do need in a partner is, like, open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've gone on a date where, like, they don't like sushi, but they're like, hey, like, I just wanted to try. And I'm like, oh, dude, if you don't like it, like, that's
Yeah.
sick that you fucking
All you can
tried.
eat miso soup now, but
Yeah,
like
right.
at least you tried.
No,
yeah.
I do appreciate when people like don't like something and like, fuck it, I'll try it, or I'll try something new, I'll try something weird. I always order like the weirdest food on the menu.
Me too.
Because I'm like, I want to try new things and I like exploring things. I like exploring things in every aspect, travel, in bed, like food, I just
Okay.
like everywhere. Just like I just like to try everything because one day I'm not gonna exist. Why not try it all? You know?
No, I could not agree with you more.
I got something. I don't know if you've tried these.
Okay.
I got them at 7-Eleven literally like 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've had them. I've never had them either. I just saw these at the store and I'm like, those look cool. I haven't had them. Just like talking about how we were just talking about picky eating, I'm like,
Should we try it?
yeah.
Do you know what a muscat is?
I'm guessing it's just a green grape.
So it's a very special kind of grape. It's a Korean or a Japanese grape, and the best ones can go for like hundreds of dollars a bundle.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, like-
have you had one?
I've never had them before. Actually, I've had like the lowest level, but even those were like $30 a bundle, which is insane. It's like $2 per grape. Okay, let's do it. I'll let you do the honors.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I just thought like I always like on my podcast I just like get people gifts and I try weird foods with them. That's like kind of the only consistent thing that I do on my page. I'm like, fuck it, I feel weird not bringing a gift or something. So I was like, I saw these at
Oh, they're individually wrapped too. That's so
which
good.
is pretty wasteful.
Oh,
Though.
you want to try one, Jason?
Oh yeah. Whoa, that smells intense.
So pungent.
It like lights up your nose.
I'm trying to think. It's like
It got
grapes and gunpowder. Like
yeah,
it's like
right?
It's like,
yeah. I was like, why does it smell like a chemical too?
Yeah. Okay. Well,
right.
cheers. Wow. A lot of flavor for such a little gummy. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Texture, it's pretty slippery.
Yeah. I wanted it to be like a little softer even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah, I'm trying
Kind of bouncy.
Yeah, I'm trying to relate it to like, it kind of tastes, have you ever chewed on an eraser? That's like the texture I'm getting.
Yeah. It's definitely erasery. It's bouncy.
But erasers are more like rough on the end. It's like erasers if you dip them in gelatin. Super slippery.
Or like, you know the on the keyboards, how there's like the wrist pads that are like bouncy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a mouse
people's-
pad
Yeah,
thing.
people's gaming setups that are like squishy and bouncy. It's kind of like that texture.
Totally.
Like if you could eat the silicone.
It's how I'd want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to eat one of those because the texture of how bouncy they are. And now I can.
Delicious. So good. You've been pretty open and vulnerable about this on your page, and I wanted to touch upon it because I've struggled with it a little bit too, and I've actually never talked about it before.
Oh.
But male eating disorders.
Wow. Okay.
In particular, I wanted to talk about your relationship with them in that obviously your content is highly food related and even more so highly junk food related.
Yeah.
So like how do you navigate that, or is it something that's difficult for you to navigate?
I think it took a while for me to be able to like kind of be comfortable with doing food content and having an eating disorder. Also, sorry that you've struggled with it. It fucking sucks.
It's
like,
so tough.
It's like one of the hardest things that I've gone through.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I'm releasing the full eating disorder journey like pretty soon on my YouTube, which is sick.
Oh, cool.
So, and I've been wanting to do that video for so long, but yeah, it's been hard to find balance, and sometimes it still is. I think like I think the number one thing I notice, like tip for eating disorder, is like feeling like you have to do this or you can't eat something. Like putting restrictions on what you can and can't eat, I think is number one for me. Where like once I'm like bulking in the gym, my eating disorder is gone. I don't even think about it. I can eat whatever I want. If anything, I'm like, I'm tired of eating, like, or like I'm eating too much, or I'm not eating enough. Like I'm just focusing on like, but like when I'm cutting in the gym, I'm like thinking like I can't eat this, I can't eat that. And once I'm putting so much restrictions on everything, it's like I keep restricting, and then one day I like have a couple drinks and then I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Like, and I just like will eat like 20,000 calories in a night or something. Like it's bad. Like I've had some really bad ones, like bad binges, and you know, I got down to 130 pounds. Right now I'm 230. So I got down to 130 pounds. I was like anorexic, and that was rough. But like, I think it just takes time. It takes like a lot of failure on learning what works for you and what doesn't. Following all of the rules that a eating disorder therapist would tell you. Don't keep your trigger foods in the house, like Oreos, Pop-Tarts, Ben and Jerry's. Those are like my top ones.
Really?
Know? Yeah.
For me, it was like candy, like gummies and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, those two for me, but like, it's funny because good food is never my trigger. It's not bad.
Never.
Not bad food either. It's very mid food that
like cheap.
Yeah.
Ralph's.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really like. I like Chips Ahoy, but like they're not like the best cookies in the world. But like a chewy Chips Ahoy, like if those are in the house, like they're fucking done. They're gone. So like I just don't keep them in the house, or like I'll take a bite of something and then give it to a friend or throw it out if I have to.
Yeah.
But I just like can't have it in the house. After I cook something, I'll like take a couple bites or I'll eat half of it and see if my roommate wants it. If he doesn't, I'll throw it out. Like it sucks that I'm like wasting food, but also I get pissed when people talk about food waste because I'm like, listen, the people that are wasting food are not the food influencers that are cooking. They're not like
No, it's like
me
factory farming.
Yeah, it's like factory farming, grocery stores, fucking restaurants. Those are the people. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question on finding the balance. It's just like it takes a lot of trying. It's hard to say because like it is like a mental health thing, but it's also like an insecurity thing at the same time.
You talked about like the reason behind it. Like why am I... So for me, it was a bodybuilding thing. And the funny thing about having an eating disorder as a man, at least for me, logically, I know girls don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like whether I'm fucking diced shredded, you know, like clearly going to the gym 6 times a week and eating perfect and I'm like 7% body fat, or if I'm just like a fit guy who runs 3 times a week.
Yeah.
To them, like fit is fit, unless obviously they're like a gym rat girl and like, but that's a very niche group. But otherwise, like they don't really care that much. So what it comes down to is like, I'm doing it for the boys low key. Like, I mean, for myself, right? Obviously for myself, like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, where are my flaws?
Yeah.
But also, it's kind of for men, because men have an eye for that more than women do.
I agree, yeah. But I think where I'm at now with eating disorder, bodybuilding, all of that, now it's kind of like, I kind of wanted to do it more to become the best version of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what happened, like, after my recent, like, not even recent, like, 7 months ago breakup or whatever. After that, really, like put me into gear, like, okay, I fucking suck. Like, I need to, like, figure out all my fucking flaws. So, like, I went to the gym, and I really did it properly this time. And then I was like, okay, I have to fix, like, my teeth with Invisalign. Like, I just, like, tried to look at all of my insecurities and just fix them. And I know people are like, you should accept your insecurities, not try to fix them
that.
all. But I'm like, you know what? Like, why not try to fix all the insecurities that you can and accept that, like, hair loss, my height, height, dick size, hair loss. And it's like, my hair's going, and I'm like, I'm trying to still keep it and make it look the best I can. But, like, at some point you have to accept it that, like, I kind of accepted, like, fuck, like, I'm probably going to be bald one day.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but, like, I kind of have to accept it. But for now, I'm going to try to look good as I can. You know
and the things that you can control, why wouldn't you try to? Exactly.
But you just mentioned control. Like, eating disorders are totally a control thing.
Yeah.
Like 100% a control thing.
100%.
And I think mine, I realized I had OCD last year. Like, I was, like, fully diagnosed with OCD, and I'm like, wait a second. This kind of ties back to the eating disorder thing. Because the OCD thing's a control thing. The eating disorder is a control thing. They had a similar feeling of compulsion. And I'm like, wait a second. Maybe eating disorders are linked to OCD in some way. I don't know if that's true, but at least I felt like mine had some weird interlapping. And it is kind of just, like, trying to break that cycle of, like, being aware of, like, okay, I want to binge, or I'm going to starve, or this and that. Kind of like with smoking. It's like almost an addiction of, like, you kind of have to figure out how to stop and keep testing things and routines, and, you know, talking to a therapist could help until you finally figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could ever say my eating disorder will be 100% gone, because I think you just kind of always have little weird things. But I'd say I'm at the point where I'm like 90% gone.
Yeah, I would say I'm in a similar spot. Like, I try to eat healthy, and, like, it'll always be that way.
Yeah.
But, like, for the most part, I'm pretty good. For me, the thing that really did it for me, though, is that I just stopped working out.
Oh, really?
Because I innately tied, like, working out and specifically lifting with aesthetics. And so it was like, if I'm lifting, I have to be maximizing aesthetics. If I'm maximizing aesthetics, I have to weigh what I'm eating.
Yeah.
And that was like a one-line thing.
I get that too.
So
I'm it's funny because the 10% that isn't gone for me is, like, I still have a desire to be attractive to the majority of people. You know what I mean? I still want to look hot and appeal to, like, hot girls and, like, I don't know, high status people. It'd be cool to be perceived as hot. Why not? Also, just the body dysmorphia part. I think that's
killer.
The part that I have, like, left over.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll look at myself in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm fat as fuck. And people are like, you're not fucking fat. What are you talking about?
Literally.
And, like, dude, I'm convinced I'm small.
Dude,
I'm convinced I'm literally tiny. And it's funny because I'll be at the gym and I'll be like, yeah, man, just trying to grow my chest, dude. Like, I can't seem to grow. And dudes at the gym will be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, you look great.
You're like, huge. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm not huge, but, like, okay, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, no, I get it. Especially, the piece of content that you said that really resonated with me, and this was my personal wake-up call, was hair loss. Like, cutting to the point of hair loss is, like, crazy, because it's, like, physical evidence that you're dying.
Yeah.
Basically is what that is, you know what I mean?
That's what happened. It's like, dude, I was eating, like, a grilled cheese and tomato soup a day at one point.
Yeah, literally.
Like 600 calories a day? And I did this for, like, weeks. And I dropped from 195 to, like, 130 in probably about, like, 2 months.
And
like,
how tall are you, just for the people at home?
I'm 6 foot.
Yeah, so that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 130 right now. Right. When I'm skinny, you know, like, on a skinny day, I'm 130.
And that was the first thing that caused me hair loss, was the cutting.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
It's real shit.
Yeah. So I was, like, just pulling clumps out of my hair, and I was like, fuck. Sped up my hair loss with cutting too much. So you gotta have those nutrients, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Well, so you've traveled a lot, right? You've been to Italy, Belgium, Canada, Netherlands. I need to know which signature dish doesn't live up to the hype.
I really did not like the food in Italy. A lot of people
I feel like that's like the reason why people go.
I know. People are like, dude, the food in Italy is the best. And
Yeah.
I've always thought Italian food is just overhyped in general. I will say I've had some good pasta dishes in Italy, but probably the pizza. The pizza in Italy, I was kind of like, why?
I'm so happy you brought that up. Neapolitan pizza fucking sucks.
Dude.
It fucking sucks, dude. I don't want my pizza soaked in water. Like, that's literally the way it tastes, dude.
That's hilarious that you said soaked in water, because that's how it is.
Like, one of the primary metrics of American pizza is there flop or not? If there's
Yeah.
too much flop, it's considered not good in America. So why now when we go to Europe and it's 40% liquid that it's all of a sudden good? Like, it's
Right.
like actually bad.
And
Like,
then people say like Chicago pizza isn't pizza because it's like a casserole. And I'm like, okay, but how is Neapolitan pizza a pizza too?
Yeah.
But it's like also liquid. They're both liquid in different ways.
that's so fucking true. And I would take a mid-Chicago pizza over the best Neapolitan slice
Me too.
every single day of the week.
100% agree with you.
And anyone who's talking shit, I've been to Europe. Like, it's bad. It's just bad. Like,
Dude, I did a video where I ate at 4 of the best deep dish Chicago pizzas, and I also just went to Italy and did 4 of the best Neapolitan pizzas in Naples, where the best Neapolitan pizza in the world is. Like, the best pizza in the world is what it's claimed.
yeah.
And the Chicago pizza was 1,000 times
Is
better.
it Neapolitan or Napoleon?
I don't know. Is it Neapolitan?
I could not care less. Fuck your stupid pizza. But like,
Soaked in water is literally how it is, though.
it's like not good.
No, it's not.
The best part is the crust because it's the least saucy, and
Right.
even then it's like
Yeah.
it's just crust.
I will say the dough and ingredients taste fresher than America. Like
Yeah.
the tomato sauce and the basil and the dough feels like fresher. But I would take a mom and pop pizza shop in the middle of fucking Arkansas. Like,
I'm taking Costco over it.
I would agree.
Respectfully.
And listen, I don't even like go to Costco or rock with Costco like that. But I've had the pizza, and I would rather have a Costco slice.
Type shit.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay, well then, what does live up to the hype? Like, what's one where you're like, oh, you know what? This country deserves to be, hyped up for this particular dish.
McDonald's in Norway.
I've never heard any hype around it. But
No, there's no hype around
But
it, but
describe it.
it was really good. It was just like eating a real burger in Norway. Let me think. Where has the best dish that lives up to the hype that I've been to? Oh, Mexico City.
Okay.
Mexico City, I had tacos. I had al pastor tacos in Mexico City. Lives up to the hype. Everything I ate in Mexico City was incredible. Like all the Mexican food, tacos, burritos. Like I went to high-end Mexican places. They were all incredible and lived up to the hype 100%.
Okay.
Just how could you? I don't understand how you could have bad Mexican food in Mexico.
Well, also internationally, I wanted to touch upon this, and it might be kind of overhashed, but you're a pretty conventionally attractive, white,
thanks,
tall, young. You're a content creator, pretty well known. When I traveled abroad, I found dating to be extremely easy. So I want to know, if you dated abroad, how was that for you?
I date a bunch of broads. No, I'm kidding. I didn't date abroad because the first time I went abroad, I was with my first girlfriend, and the second time, I had a girlfriend. But the recent time, I didn't date overseas because it was literally a month after the breakup. And that breakup, like, literally, like I said as a joke, like, but that's not a joke. Like, dude, it fucking, like, was...
Shook your foundation.
Dude, it was the hardest breakup and like one of the biggest heartbreaks I've had in my entire life. I don't think I'll have a bigger one until my mom dies. Like
That's
I don't.
fucking
yeah.
crazy.
So it was like a month after that. So I was like, dude, I can't even look at a woman without wanting to puke.
Wow.
So, hey, dude, I've always wanted to date abroad and see what it's like, just because it's like maybe women are different over there, but are they different for the better? Are they different for the worse? I hear it's better than America. And I heard it would be easy for me. Dude, people tell me like, dude, if you go to fucking
Asia.
South Korea or
Yeah,
Vietnam or Thailand or you go to Japan, I'm like, fuck it, dude, sign me up. But I haven't done it yet, so we'll see. I'm single now. I've wanted to go to Japan, and hopefully it's true.
At the risk of sounding like a passport bro, Asia has dating apps figured out. They got it
Really?
figured out. I mean, maybe it's just me being lucky, being Caucasian. When I went to Taipei,
Well, you're Caucasian and Korean, right?
Caucasian and Chinese.
Chinese. I was gonna say Chinese the first time. Fuck, now I seem racist.
If you had never said that, you would have been fine. No, but like, I'm telling you, dude, over there it was Bumble, strictly Bumble.
Oh, okay.
It was like, match, hey, hi, you're cute too. Where do you live?
Whoa.
Are you home? Like, that's literally the vibes. It was like, it would like match to them at your house was like half an hour.
Well, it's because they want to like marry, right? Or are they trying to fuck?
I think they're trying to fuck, but the big thing that I noticed was that you can't really flirt. Because flirting is like it requires like a high level of understanding of the language.
Oh.
Right? It's very subtle. There's lots of undertones. There's sarcasm. There's teasing. But if I can't speak that good Chinese and she can't speak that good English, it's just like we both think each other are hot.
Oh,
Like-
okay. So we're not talking about dating in other. We're talking.
I was-
We're talking about dating in other countries. Is what you're saying would be easy.
I was in Taipei for 2 months. So
Okay.
I had no long-term plans.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm like. I'm confused if I would want that also.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Want a lot of things. I think I'm at a point where I can choose 2 different roads, and one is to go back to my old ways and just tear it up in other countries and just bang as many people as I can. And then the other way, I'm like approaching 30 and I've learned a lot of lessons, and I have life coaches and peers and guys that are married with families and like wholesome lives, and they have everything they want, and they're like 35, 40, and I've literally paid them for advice pretty much. I've spent so much money, I told you, on like trying to repair who I am. And I put a lot of money into like learning attachment things and like lifestyle and relationship things and how I should be living. And all these people are like, dude, like hookups are just like literally, if you're not living to attract that woman that you want, like you'll never meet her. So that's why I'm like, maybe I should choose the other path of like being a man of God and like attracting a beautiful wife that will love me and bear my children. Or I can tear it up and party for the last 3 years of my 20s and go crazy. I don't know. Like, so there's 2 paths that I'm like looking at, and they both sound not bad.
But you went to Mexico City.
Yeah.
¿Por qué no los dos?
¿Por qué los dos? More than twice?
No. Why not both?
Why not both? Oh, okay. Damn, I do not know Spanish.
I just feel like casual dating, especially something like that, like, okay, I'm really putting myself on blast now. I'm going to have to bleep this out. So I was in Taiwan for 9 weeks, but I spent one of those in quarantine. So 8 weeks. Girls. You could do both, right? You could go to Asia or wherever, go on your tear, 2 months. That's all you lose in your life, 2 months, and then come back and find your wife.
That's crazy.
Why not? Why not?
That's wild. I don't know if I can do that. Well, how do you do on apps in the States? Because
Horrible.
Okay.
And that's exactly
Yeah.
it. It's crazy. Like, I mean, it
Yeah.
helps to be Caucasian. It helps to be American. And I think also, like, anyone who's on Bumble over there, because it's a relatively conservative country, so anyone who's not of that conservative dating mindset is on Bumble.
Okay.
So you're either like looking for your husband or you're looking to fuck. And if you're looking to fuck, you're on Bumble and you're swiping on Americans.
Damn. Okay. Well, see, that's the thing is, I deleted apps.
Yeah, they're hard.
Dude, I deleted apps because I like hopped on after the relationship I was in, and I was like, let's see if I want to do this. And I was like, nope, I'm still in love with my ex. So I was like, I don't want to do this. And then I hopped on again, and I was like, I don't want to bang random girls that I don't really find attractive. So then I hopped off again, and then I was like, okay, now I just need to feel attractive. So I did it for validation, and I got good pictures. I got all my female friends to help me with my profile, and I swiped. I spent about $1,000 on Hinge. $1,000 between Hinge and Bumble. 2 matches, and I unmatched both of them because I didn't find them attractive. Dude, I don't match in the States. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think I'm a bad-looking dude.
Dude.
I'm 6 foot. I got the stroke game down.
I get it. The skill cap of current dating apps is astronomical. Like, every single one of my guy friends will show me their account. I'm like, that's insane. Like, so curated. Obviously, every girl on there is like catfish god. Like, it's like everyone is like 5 points higher than They are.
I guess I feel like I'm pretty real on my app.
I feel like I am too, and maybe that's why we don't get matches. But now we also sound like pick me douchebags. So I don't know. Like it's like I'm just so real. I don't get matches.
No,
but like
it is odd though.
know.
But that's the thing is I'm like, am I banned or something? What I do because dude, I should have at least one hot girl that thinks I'm attractive. At least swipe right. You know what I mean? Out of $1,000 I put into this app, I was like, fuck this shit. It made me feel even worse about myself after my breakup. I was like, I can't even get one like
it's
on
just
me.
so oversaturated.
I guess. It's just like, I don't know, dude. I like tried expanding the age range. I tried putting what I want and just like nothing worked. So I was like, fuck this. I'm never going on apps again. I think it's horrible. And I think they're just hookup apps. And I think it's hard to find love in a godless city of Los Angeles. I don't know. Maybe I would do better. Maybe I should move to Japan or Korea. See how I do there.
Why not, right?
But yeah, like I said, those are just like if I want like a good woman who could be a good wife, like is she going to be on an app? You know what I mean? Or is she going to be at a bookstore?
But it's like, you were on the app.
Or am I a good guy?
Fair.
No, but that's what I'm saying is I want to become a good guy. So that's why I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of apps. I have to unfollow all of these like girls that have no business being on my feed. I don't know. I'm just trying to like cleanse myself as a human to attract the person I want. But also, I mean, 8 weeks in Taipei doesn't sound bad.
Right? It's just 8 weeks.
Yeah. That's wild, too.
I know.
I just wonder.
And it would be easier for you. I promise it would be easier for you. Tall and white, game over.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But how do you communicate with them?
You don't. That's the beauty. Like, I'm telling you, it's literally just like pull up and like maybe you go to 7-Eleven and grab beers and then you sip it on the bed for a while and then you just have sex. It's actually like that.
Oh, see, I'm at the point where I'm like, do I want that or would I feel empty after?
Well, the other thing that was kind of cool.
Would I cry?
Yeah, fair. I don't know. It was great for me, but I was also 21 at the time. And over there, the same things that like typically bar you from being able to date people don't matter. Height. The baddest girl I've ever gotten with was over there. She was 5'10". I'm 5'5" and 3/4.
And 3/4.
And the second baddest girl was 33. So age doesn't matter there either. It's crazy. Like height, age, like it doesn't matter as long as you're American and cute. It's crazy, man.
That's interesting. I mean, I definitely like am curious about that. I would say typically I am attracted to Asian women too, so that's kind of cool. Although that does sound really bad coming from a white man.
No, it's chill.
No, it's not because like there's that whole thing where it's like
Oxford study bullshit.
It's bad, right? Like we're like white guys like Asian women, so it's bad because it's like.
But it's not like you only like Asian women.
No,
I think that's the issue.
Yeah, that's true.
Only,
it's only.
But
it's like, just like
in
a
fact,
high percentage.
I feel like I'd be more caught off guard if you're like, I like everyone but Asian women. Like that would be worse. I feel like, yeah. Right? That'd be way worse. That'd be fucking weird.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, cool. Well,
what's your type? Like typically, are you like into big booty goth Latinas?
I don't know. I mean, like, okay. Here's my thing. I don't know if I can afford to have a type. I feel like having a type is only for like the top 10% of men. Like you have to be like wealthy and also crazy riz and also well dressed and also even then sometimes they're not getting the girls they want. You know what I mean? Like I like girls who are cute. I like girls that are hot. Do I have an ideal? Sure. Have I ever once been with that ideal?
Yeah, no, there's truth to that. Definitely. I know some very handsome guys that have it all, and I'm like, damn, this guy could get whoever the fuck he wants.
And they do.
Yeah, and they do.
And everyone who's not that guy kind of have to settle.
Damn, I don't want. I'm gonna have to do that. Shit.
I mean, you could, or we just become that guy. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
That's
like,
what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to become that guy.
Yeah.
So I just have my pick because I've noticed like in the past I've attracted women that like I'm like this isn't the woman I want. I mean, this isn't the type of woman that I am looking for.
Yeah.
And I normally attract women that I'm like, I don't like. So that's why one of my life coaches or whatever says, like, you have to become the man that the person you want does want. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm, like, trying to figure out, I guess.
Yeah. So you have a series where you face your fears.
Oh, yeah.
And most of them are pretty goofy, right? It's like goat yoga or snowboarding.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what, if any, of your fears are you unwilling to face?
Skydiving's a tough one. Skydiving, death, don't want to do that one.
I died for
Today, I'm going to be put under. They're going to make my heart stop and bring me back to life. Yeah, dude, I'm a very fearful person, and I know it's bad to speak that out into the universe, but, like, I've been scared my entire life. Like, going up to talk to a girl every single time makes me want to puke.
It's horrible.
It's awful, dude.
I'm almost relieved when they reject me.
No, same.
No, I
I'm
get
like,
to leave this situation. Thank
Thank
God.
God, dude, yeah. But no, skydiving is a one. I just like, I don't think I could do it. I did a tightrope one time between two mountains, and I was like in the middle, and they're like, just fall, because the rope would catch me.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? Yeah. Why would I risk dying?
Yeah.
Like, why would I just drop? It's like literally my body is telling me, don't die, don't jump.
Yeah, right.
It's like if I think of it's 10,000 feet when you jump from a plane. 30,000 feet is commercial airlines or something. Like if I'm 10,000 feet in the air and I'm looking down, strapped to a man, like they're gonna have to push me to get off because there's no way I just looking down. I can't fucking do that. I'm not jumping out of a fucking plane, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna die. Like you're doing something that you will die doing if something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you say that because I also, for me, it's heights.
Yeah.
But for me, especially, it's heights if I can see the ground. So, like, planes aren't a big deal for me because I can't really see the ground. But, like, roller coasters are. But what's so interesting about it is...
Roller coasters are...
But I love them.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it... But in the moment, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like the drop roller coasters, for example, the ones that just go straight up and straight down. During it, I'm like butt clenched, like I hate it. But as soon as I'm off, the euphoria that I get, and I think it's partially because I'm afraid of heights. Like I think I actually get more pleasure out of it because I'm so afraid.
You should get into a plane crash.
Okay.
I think you would love that. No, dude, planes freak me out. As you said, I travel, and I literally go somewhere every month. I fly every single month, still not over the fear. People are
Really?
like, face your fears and you'll get over it. Every time, I'm literally shaking in the plane the whole time until I land.
Wow.
Yeah, like I'm literally like nauseous, about to throw up. They gave me medicine recently because...
Like a Xan or something?
No, I wish, but I asked him, I was like, is it gonna be Xans? And he was like, no, like we're gonna give you some like Benadryl type thing. And I just like was like, okay, whatever, I'll try it. But yeah, dude, I just like some fears it just feels like you can't get over, like because it kind of makes sense. You're in a giant metal tube going thousands of miles an hour through the air. Okay, if something goes wrong, you're done.
I mean, it's literally thousands of years of evolution.
Right.
Telling you don't do that. You know what I mean?
Or like being in the middle of the ocean with nobody around. How am I not going to be afraid of that?
Yeah.
You can't face that fear.
Facts.
Like that's just like some fears like...
Or like a
it's
deadly
just-
animal. Like I would never be in
Right.
the same room with a rattlesnake.
No,
Like,
it's just your instinct saying, we don't want to die. We want to keep living and then
Right.
reproduce and have our kids keep living. Nobody wants to die. But a haunted house, roller coasters, those are safe fears.
Right,
what I
because you
mean?
know at the end of the day, it's probably fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like I used to be afraid of eating too many bananas and dying of potassium overdose. Or like eating taking an ibuprofen would scare me. Like even modern day medicine scares me sometimes, which could be kind of valid, modern day medicine, to be honest. But there's certain things, like that's why I've never done drugs. Because, you know, I did mushrooms once and it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
I want to do it again eventually. But like doing like Adderall or Xan or Molly. Molly terrifies me, but I'm like, maybe I should, or like, I don't know. There's so many drugs that I'm like, maybe I can, I don't know. It's just like preventing death. I don't want to die.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and talk about a realistic way you would die. Like people overdose all the time. So yeah. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you again for being on my show, man.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Sweet.
Thanks for having me.